Hey everybody, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today I am going to continue our little October update video because we recently had a freeze and I want to show you how the garden looks now. So if you haven't seen my previous update video, definitely go check that out. I'll have that linked above. But I just showed you guys pretty much where my garden is at right in the beginning of the month of October. Things were kind of starting to fizzle out. We were expecting this freeze. I wanted to get out here and harvest and clean up as much as I possibly could, especially the plants that I knew that would be affected the most by this freeze. So I did get a lot of harvesting done. Definitely check out all that either at the end of that video or even on our Instagram page too. I post a lot of pictures of everything that I try to pull out of the garden. So definitely go check that out if you have some free time. But anyways, I definitely want to turn the camera around and kind of show you not only what I harvested, if you haven't seen that already, but also how things are looking now. So here are my tomatoes. Last time you guys saw them, they were a lot more perkier, that's for sure. I did come out here, harvest as much orange, even slightly yellow looking tomatoes, because I know I can ripen them in the house in the heat. But yeah, this is what I have left. Everything looks pretty sad, unfortunately. And I think a lot of today's chores are going to consist of cleaning out the garden. So yes, and then if we were to come right across from the tomatoes, you could see I don't have any more of my peppers and I don't have any more of my eggplants. Really what you see is a pile of all of that pulled out and just kind of piled up here. I will bring the wheelbarrow in and kind of clean up any plants I do pull out and send that to the compost pile. And if you guys haven't seen that composting systems video, please do go check that out. I'll have that posted above as well. That's where I kind of discuss not only how we make compost on the homestead, but a couple different systems as far as making compost and how we actually use and apply our compost as well. So definitely go check that out. So next in line, coming up the garden here, is the rutabagas. Those are actually growing really well. They are very cold hardy, and I like to try and keep my roots in the ground as long as possible, not only for the growth aspect of things, but also for storage. I don't have the proper storage, and I'd hate to pull a whole bunch of rutabagas or carrots or whatever and have them go bad because I'm not using them fast enough. So if I can keep them in the ground, I know they'll be stored properly and they'll be ready when I'm ready. And then my Brussels sprouts here aren't growing so hot. I mean, they're still growing, but they have severe bug damage, and just I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to harvest anything from these guys. So ultimately they're just here for the chickens. Once things are cleaned up better and I feel comfortable getting the produce I want to have out, I will definitely let them come in here and have a free-for-all. I do have some beets here still and a few cabbages in the ground. The beets kind of go along with the rutabagas. I'm going to kind of hold on to those as long as possible, at least until I'm ready for them. But any cabbage that is still in the ground here is for the chickens. Which reminds me, I have to pluck a couple of them today and give them as a little treat. Here are some more sad tomato plants. These were growing kind of in my path. They were some volunteers that just sprouted up from last year, and I just kept them going. But yes, those will also have to get pulled out today. Our magnificent sunflowers are still going strong. As you can tell, there are so many and they are so tall. Some of them are starting to fizzle out, you know, lose their petals and start to droop. I want to try and harvest as many as I can, dry them out, and collect the seeds if I'm able to. But otherwise, yeah, these guys are still holding strong. I've had 2 stalks that blew over from the wind, so I ended up, you know, cutting those stalks at the bend point and taking those flowers in the house just as fresh cut flowers. I put them in a vase, a couple vases, and put them around the house, and it just looks very pretty, and it's nice to just have that little pop of color. And here is our pumpkin patch. Our pumpkin patch is doing pretty good as far as the pumpkins go. I mean, you could tell, obviously, all the leaves have fizzled out and died out from the freeze. But the pumpkins, a lot of them have ripened up nicely. This one had a little bit to go. Hopefully it kind of pushes through. But we have 3 sugar pie pumpkins right here. Those are pretty much ready to harvest. And then have a couple Howden pumpkins. I'm pretty sure the one on the far right there and then the smaller ones over here are considered Howdens. And then we have our big jack-o'-lantern in the back. We do have a few small green ones starting to sprout out and really take form. I don't know how much further they'll be able to go, but we do have them there. And then here on the outside of the garden, I have my volunteer pumpkin plant. And these were all the Jack B. Little pumpkins. We have quite a few of them that made it to a decent size. None of them matured into any orange color, but that is okay. I honestly don't even know if they are supposed to be orange, so. But we will harvest these guys, at least these small ones, and use them as decoration around the house. Last but not least, for the main crop garden, we have our sad cucumber plant. I did manage to get a couple cucumbers off this right before the freeze, and there were a few little baby tiny ones growing, but they were so small it wasn't even worth picking them in my opinion. But I do notice I missed one, so maybe I can salvage that one cucumber. I don't know, I'll have to take a closer look at it. Then behind me, last but not least, is the root vegetable. You can see it still doesn't look very pretty. I got to do a lot of weeding in here. The weeds kind of did take over, but I did harvest a lot of the bunching onions that I had growing here and the celery that I had growing here. So all that has been harvested, and been slowly working at preserving them as well. And then right behind me in this corner there is still my carrots. I'm gonna kind of, again, same with the beets and the rutabagas, I'm gonna let those stay in the ground as long as possible, and kind of just take from them as I need them, so hopefully they don't go bad. So that is how our garden is looking, especially after this big freeze that we just had, and it has been pretty cold at night lately, the past few nights after that. So yeah, I think this is pretty much the end of the garden for the year. I will be cleaning things up today and starting to put the garden to bed. So if you haven't seen how I put my garden to bed, definitely check that video out as well. And I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Please like this video if you did enjoy it. Leave me a comment, let me know where you guys are in your growing season. Have you guys put your garden to bed already? You guys are done, just kind of sitting back and relaxing, or is it still the height of your harvest season? So I'm curious. But anyways, don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any other fun homestead videos coming out very soon. Just because the garden is being put to bed doesn't mean the excitement on the homestead stops. So alrighty, you guys, thank you again. Bye.